Hello, these are your piles. So there's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Feel free to pause the video to choose which pile, and I'll see you there. Hi pile 1, so this video is all about what makes you attractive. And so the way I'm going to be doing this video is describing you and just put that in the sense of why people find you attractive. So what makes you pile 1 attractive? Well, you could be a very confrontational person, and I mean this in a very good way, because I feel that you stand up for others. You stand up for the people in need, and people find that very attractive about you. They find that you taking care of them and protecting them is something that draws them towards you and initiates that attractiveness towards you. And I say this because with the Queen of Cups is all about emotional connections, and then the Six of Wands is all about recognition. Then there's the Chariot, and then there's the Ace of Wands there. There's a lot of action there. You take action for those emotional connections, and it gets you recognized. Now, with the confrontational part, yes, there could be bad things, but this is what makes you attractive. So people don't see those bad things at all. They're just like, wow, they protected me. Wow, they stood up for me. And that's a good thing. You stand up for people. You stand up for people who need it and for your family. It could be your family too, that they like this about you, but people who are drawn to you find this very attractive, as well as you're very helpful and you're very resourceful, because with the Ace of Wands, you take action on things. But then there's the Ace of Pentacles as well, which then brings me into how you're always driven. You have a sense of drive towards you have a sense of drive to you, and it comes up even though you go through loss at times. So even when you feel defeat, even when you feel like everything is knocking you down, you get back up again and you choose to keep going. You could be a person who's very keen to detail, so when someone mentions that they like something, you'll bring it up later and be like, oh yeah, you like that, didn't you? Or get this is your favorite, isn't it? But I see with the Devil and the Two of Wands, this keen to detail might be a sense of perfectionism or wanting things to always be correct, I guess. But this is a topic about what people find attractive about you. You stand up for what's right, you're protective, you're resourceful, you're helpful, you're always driven, you're always sharing successes with your family, with your friends, or with your potential partners. You could be someone who lends a helping hand to people who are in the state of the planning process. That could be something that you work in. Maybe someone likes that your job is something of helping people. You inspire people to keep going. You inspire people to take action after the lack of action. And that even though there's loss at times, that they can stand up and do it again. And when I brought up resourcefulness, I see that with the Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Even though the loss, you're still there, you're still bringing stuff up, you're still bringing resources back up again. But even though there's waiting periods, even though you have to wait, you'll find another way to get something going. Some people might find that you wanting family is attractive, that you're a family person. And if you don't want a family or like a family of your own, then it's just your drive towards protecting your family, how you're a family orientated person. And if not that, how maybe you're a work orientated person. Because I did get work here before. I feel with the recognition and the Queen of Cups, though, you're really recognized for a lot of your emotional aspects. There's not a lot of physical here, but that could just be that people find you attractive physically, but then once they get to know you, your personality kind of overpowers. And they're like, wow, this person's really a good person. There's someone who I admire and someone who inspires me. I mean, even though you go through loss, you still are like 2 steps ahead. You still plan, you still bring up bring things back up. You want a successful work or family or friends type of future. You could be obsessive at times with protecting people around you, that it could be a little obsessive or a little too possessive, but people still like that about you. And I'm sorry this one was a really short one, but this is what I see for you, pile one. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, that's what people found attractive about you. Bye. Hi, pile two. Alright, so for you, this video is about what's attractive all about you. So, what's attractive about pile two? Pile two, you're a very balanced person, I'll give you that. Or you could be a very mixed group, because some of you are very passionate, very like seeking the danger, seeking risks, or just seeking a thrill, or just being someone who's very passionate in everything they do. And then there's another side of you where you're responsible, you're calculated, you're maybe more analytical, and you might be more calm. But I sensed this at the very end. I felt very surface level until it was at the very end where I felt like a passion, which is where there's kind of a freedom aspect. You kind of love your freedom. So, sorry, even though you're productive, even though you're responsible, even though you're efficient, what people find attractive about you is all of those things, but that even though you're kind of settled down and doing this, you doing your work, doing your hard work, hard responsibilities, you still go out of your way to take care of yourself. You still take time out of your day and life to explore, to find new things, to explore into the unknown. So even though you're more responsible, there's still that side of you that likes a thrill or just likes having freedom. But even with that, you're still a very responsible person. You still know when to settle down and to get your hands dirty and start working. You could be someone who's both head and heart, a little more head or a little more heart, because this is a general reading, so this could be very different for different people. You could be a very stubborn person. People like that about you because you keep your mind on the things you like, on the things you want. Because even though I say these things, there's always that opposite side as well. You're one thing, but you can also be another thing as well. You know how to balance those things in a way where it doesn't affect neither personality that bad. And it just comes to show that it's like you also, why I feel like you have like multiple sources of income, because there's multiple feelings here, but then I don't know, even in your work you're more balanced. You could be a very artistic person, and then when you go home you're very practical and settle down. It just feels like you know when to use what part of you. I also feel like you can settle deals very well, so maybe you recognize well at work. People see that you're able to land deals, able to land contracts, able to land promotions, or just be able to have an upper hand in work. Or you're an efficient worker, and people recognize that about you and find that attractive. They find that even though you share information with them, you can still do very well, and having competition won't limit you. You could maybe take calculated risks because, again, you balance those two as well. But I don't know, everything about you seems very balanced. There's that freedom, there's that disruption going on, but then there's myth, there's efficiently, there's efficiency as well. You don't hesitate to get in competitions, you don't hesitate to hold back, but you do also know when to hold back as well. It's very hard explaining how that feels because maybe you might you will know if this is your group. But even with spirituality, you could be a very spiritual person, but then there's that other side of you that's more practical. And maybe you're like those practical witches. Because there's disruption, then you move forward. Then there's the fool, but then you can lie down and really take in. And then there's times where you take risks. Then there's times where you wait and hold down the fort. And then there's other times where you take the opportunity yourself and manifest it for yourself. And there's times where you're competing and you're very high risk and you're really passionately fighting with people. And then there's times where you're in agreements and you're mutual with people. And people just find that attractive about you, that you're so balanced that they kind of don't know what's gonna happen. They like they like the kind of disruption feel of it that comes from the tower. They don't know what's coming next. But they know it's something good with you, kind of like a safe feeling, where even you might have risks, you still know how to hold your ground. But that's what I see for you, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry it was short, but yeah, bye. Hi, pile 3. Okay, so welcome to your reading. This pile is more of my calm pile on what makes you attractive. There seems like there's some uncertainty and some mysterious energy coming around. You might be a person who hides what they want, hides their dreams, or maybe just hides their emotions altogether. You could hide a lot of your anxieties as well. And you might cover it up with you might just cover it up in general. You could cover it up with work. You could cover it by partying, or you could cover it by staying inside. You just cover it up a lot. And I feel that that's kind of what makes you attractive. But I definitely feel it's not that you're hiding your emotions, you're pushing them down. It's the fact that people don't know what you're thinking. You're kind of a mysterious person, like the nonchalant person who people really fawn over. They might like broody types or they might like very quiet types, and you fit that description very well. So you hiding your emotions or you not showing them kind of draws people to you. Like, what do they think? What do they think of me? I don't know what's going on in their head. I like this uncertainty and I like that I don't know. So people might, they find that attractive about you. That's what the whole reading is. But they like that you hold back on those things. They like, maybe there are people who like the chase and how you don't really show all your cards. So they might surprises, want to be surprised, or want to get to know you one little by little. But even your wishes, even your fulfillments, you hide those too. You kind of take that away and you're like, no, I'm not going to show that. You kind of have a balance as well where you're going to show them little by little, but then you're in control of that situation, and you're only showing them things that you want them to know. And even with that, you do not wear your emotions on your sleeve. So these people that are drawn to you and find you attractive, and what they find attractive about you is that they don't know what's going on. You might be very physically attractive as well. I got that physical attractiveness from the King of Wands. But yeah, even though you're someone who pursues what they want, maybe you want something emotionally fulfilling, even with that, you're still wondering, they're still wondering what's going on in your head, and they still don't know. And they kind of wait for you to shine that light on it. But even when you shine lights on things that you, on your past, or maybe quote unquote bad things that are going on, you're still in control of what you're showing them. Pile 2 was like Pile 1 was like 2 steps ahead. You're kind of like 3 steps ahead. You're always in control of the situation. And you're someone who plans for the future and wants something fulfilling, something that will fulfill you. But you're not someone who shows those cards very early. I also see that maybe, I don't know, it just seems that people really find you attractive because you're nonchalant, or you don't show exactly what you're thinking. But I mean, that's what they find attractive about you. You could also be someone who eases anxieties, or maybe you shine light on people's anxieties that they go through. You could be someone who moves them towards calmer waters. You unveil uncertainties and what hides beneath. You could be someone who wants them to pursue dreams or things. So what people find attractive about you could also be that. So another reason they could find you attractive is maybe you move them towards calmer waters. You could be someone who shows them that what they're pursuing should be an option. I don't know why I got that all of a sudden. I got someone who hides their feelings, but then there's this whole another aspect that I got. I mean, it's a general reading, so anything could pop up. But as well as you finding that as well, that's all I have for you, pile 3. Sorry it was such a short reading, but I wanted it to move into long term, and I wanted to put this video as into place down a video first before I go into longer videos. Hopefully longer videos. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed pile 3, and yeah, bye.